Caribbean roots?
Yes.
Okay. In February, Marlon Hill made history by becoming the first Jamaican American to enter the race to be seated on the Miami-Dade County Commission. Now, what does that
Wonderful.
mean for Jamaicans in the diaspora? He's going to tell us this morning as he joins us. It's good to have you here, sir.
Great to be home, great to be home.
I know you're here for the
Check my
conference.
suitcase.
What was in there? Any mango? Cut
And
up or
they
otherwise?
coming at the problem and they going.
No, coming is the problem.
Oh my God. You know what?
We digress.
No, actually, it ties right in. Difficulties, experiences that we have when traveling. I mean, we trivialize this, but closer scrutiny is a thing now.
It's
And
definitely
has
a thing.
become and will become even more of a thing. What is your take?
Well, I'm glad my social media is clear. I don't know about Delius, but you know. So,
Very clear. May not stop delete from them.
well, you know, you have archives.
Is that Edith?
Yeah.
You cannot talk that hard.
Why?
It's never deleted.
The U.S. people are wonderful. They're wonderful
They
citizens.
say they're not looking for opinions.
They
They're
have the
looking
best
for
presidents in the
global
world.
threats.
They have the best president. I don't have a problem.
Well, the president is kicking off his re-election campaign
Today?
in Orlando today. Also kicking up more deportations as well.
Wow.
So I don't know if this is a political move on his part. But for the most part, elections 2020 coming up next year. It's I think it's the most consequential election in humankind.
Why do you say that?
Why?
What's it
Because I think that our values are at stake. The direction of the world is at stake. There are a lot of issues that impact us as Jamaicans and just people worldwide.
Why are you entering the race, Marlon? Because you do so much work already. I don't know if you need the seat to do the work that you continue to do, but why? Why are you running?
Well, I mean, it's just a different platform to do what I'm already doing. Your point is right. I've been doing this work for quite a while.
Yeah.
But leadership matters, you know, in politics, right? Political will, their values are reflected in budgets. Miami-Dade County has a population of 2.8 million people, almost the size of Jamaica,
Wow.
$9 billion budget. So I'm running for one of the 13 county commission seats where many Jamaicans...
Similar profile to Jamaica, because you have lots of Jamaicans living there, lots
Correct.
of
very multicultural.
Latinos.
A lot of Latinos, you know, non-Cubans as well.
Yeah.
People from El Salvador, Mexico, Colombia. So the district that I'm running for, you know what, Miami is a very multicultural place, but
Yeah.
the district that I'm running for is very significantly lots of Jamaicans in that district. So the election is going to be next August, August 25th. And then you have the general election that's happening in November the 3rd. Mayor Wayne Messa,
Yes,
he's from Miramar.
Miramar.
He is
He's
running for the presidential
presidency,
nomination.
Yeah.
Didn't make the cut for the debate that's coming up in June
so I
26th in Miami, but he's still fighting on.
Yeah.
His parents of Jamaican descent, they moved to West Palm Beach. His father was a cane cutter, a laborer.
It's a great story.
Great story for him.
What's it like for Jamaicans and minorities living in there? Well, not minorities, because Latinos are going to be the largest number of, what you call it now, in terms of population.
Well, you know, Jamaicans comprise a significant number of the U.S. population, right? Well over 1.7 million Jamaicans have been going to the United States for generations now. You had those who were in the 30s and 40s. You have folks that came in before the civil rights era in the 50s and 60s. And then you had the big wave in the mid to late 70s and the early 80s. And then now you have the second generation, you know, the kids that are coming up now who are born in the United States but of Jamaican descent.
Correct.
So the U.S. Census happens every 10 years.
And what's happening next year?
Every 10 years it happens where constitutionally you have to take a count of everyone. Census form. So you can apply online. You can do it by mail or by phone. It's a very, very significant part of the democratic process because it determines congressional districts. It determines how money is distributed from the budget, over $675 million, depending on where people live, right? So on the form, there's not a box for Jamaican or Trinidadian, right? The Hispanics have a category, and then you have to self-identify your race. So you could put Asian American Pacific Islander, but you have to write in Jamaican because there are some Jamaicans who may be multicultural, but once you self-identify your race, my practice is that you have to write in Jamaican. So that you can know where the Jamaicans live in the United States.
Is there a real fear that a lot of Jamaicans, with what's happening now, the mass deportations, the uncertainty about their status, that many of them will kind of be very shy to participate in the census, but that's not the right thing to do?
That's definitely not the right thing to do, Delia. It's very important that folks stand up and be counted. It's private. The information legally, it's a crime to disclose any information that you give to the census.
Yeah.
No, really and truly.
No, I'm not saying no, but there are a lot of things that are happening in the States now.
But you have to make sure, if you don't stand up and be counted. So let's say 10,000 Jamaicans listening to this program or this segment say, you know what, I'm not going to answer the census. There's 10,000 less in Miramar or 10,000 less in the county commission district in Southwest Miami-Dade that are not going to be counted. And it's 10,000 less people that are going to be counted out of the budget that would have been
correct.
allocated.
I hear what you're saying, but I know people would have misgivings.
Well, the U.S. Supreme Court right now is contemplating a case whether to add an additional question
to the census
as to whether or not you are a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
I think that's a big, big problem. And
What is the problem?
The problem of the deterrence, people answering the question whether or not they're a U.S. citizen.
Do you think it's a constitutionally, you think it's correct? Or you think
I don't think so. I don't think so. The question is, but the U.S. Supreme Court justices had a very robust debate when they met in April about the question. The opinion is going to come out before the end of June. Please read it carefully.
Yeah.
We will see what happens. But I would say my advice to folks and advice to your families overseas, stand up and be counted. Get your the citizenship process usually takes 4 months. It's now taking 10 months. So they're dragging their feet.
Is
the
that
family
right?
petitions are taking usually, you file for mommy or daddy, it takes a year and a half. No, it's taking 2 years. They're not in any hurry to process
anyone at this time.
And that is a problem. So my advice to folks, start planning. If you're thinking of movement, get prepared. If you're going to New York, if you're going to Miami, if you're going to D.C., start getting yourself acclimated as to what is in those particular states. You must have a plan to get settled in the United States.
I mean, right now, people here were very concerned when they heard that now the social media is going to be something that you have to literally clear, and that's just for visiting. Are there other things that have been added to people who are filing petitions that people think maybe are becoming a little bit too personal?
Boy, the social media vetting is a real thing, right? But the bottom line is that live your life clean and you'll be good, right? Because what they're really looking for is really more national security issues, right?
Yeah.
I don't think a
lot of recruitment happens on social media.
Absolutely, but I don't think Jamaicans are in any mix-up.
Yeah.
I hope not, at least. But
you don't think people are going to be targeted for views or opinions expressed that are anti?
I hope not.
US
I mean,
administration?
that is in a democratic society. People can express opinions about democratic values. They can express opinions about policies that are being pursued. But I really think that the vetting is supposed to be about national security, right? And I hope that they keep their eyes focused on that. If not, we encourage you to reach out to attorneys of Caribbean and Jamaican descent, and we will show up and ensure that your constitutional rights are not violated. We are here for the biennial conference here as well with Jamaicans all across the world. Yesterday, we were greeted by Epsi Campbell Barr. She's the first vice president in Costa Rica, Jamaican descent, her grandmother. So you have Jamaicans in those countries. You have Jamaicans in Panama.
We're everywhere.
Ghana.
Doing amazing things.
Amazing things. And they should want to have us to make their countries because wherever we go, we're bringing our talents.
We work hard, man, and we do things.
There's a debate now about, and it's been ongoing, whether or not people in the diaspora should be allowed to vote in our general elections. What's your take on that, Marlon?
Well, as a hyphenated Jamaican and as a U.S. citizen, if I move back to Jamaica, I can vote in the U.S. elections, right? But I also have to pay taxes, right? Two different systems. We have the Westminster system here, and then the U.S. is a different system. The question is going to be, if Jamaicans overseas are afforded the right to vote, who do they vote for? Do they vote for their MP in the parish that they're from, the community that they're from, or do they just vote for the Prime Minister? And that's a challenge as well, because you have more Jamaicans or persons of Jamaican descent living outside Jamaica than in Jamaica.
But you raise a serious point. If you have to pay your taxes in the U.S.,
you should
be eligible.
pay taxes
So maybe
here.
there should be something that says you can vote, but you have to do these things.
If you have a residence here, you have to do
if you have
these
a
things to be
resident.
part of the society.
Yeah.
Because if you have let's say there are 3 million Jamaicans outside Jamaica. UK, Canada, Ghana, Costa Rica, United States. The voices of those Jamaicans, should they have a say in Jamaica, the Jamaican
If they don't
parliament,
live here.
right? Maybe a first step could be a seat in parliament, or 2, or 3, depending on the regions, right? Tomorrow we're going to be having a robust discussion on expanding the diaspora representation, a diaspora council, broadening the representation and interest, because the Jamaicans do want to have a say and to contribute to Jamaica.
Maybe a senator.
Possibly, right?
maybe a senator.
So that they can have a say in policies that are being crafted. And that senator, who would that senator represent? Does that senator represent all North America or just regions?
Right. One final question from me. I don't know if Dennis has any more. Your thoughts on the Diaspora Conference? Mixed reactions from different people. Some people say it's all talk. You come, you meet for 4 or 5 days, and what comes out of it? Why do we bother? Other folks say, no, this is critical.
Ignore all the noise. You know how many countries are envying us, organizing ourselves and having this type of relationship. It's a relationship. It's a long-term play, right? Think about the young lady who's now 10 years old in Brooklyn, New York, of Jamaican descent. What is the relationship that she's going to have with Jamaica, right? She get the bully beef, she get the sardines, she get all the things that are in the suitcase, right? She get the fish, and the one drop on the gazada, right? But she needs to have a pathway open for her to have a relationship with Jamaica. The Jamaican Diaspora Conference is about building an ecosystem for us to have a relationship as a family. Not a population of 2.8 million, but a population of 5 million and growing 6 million. A pathway for them to invest in the stock market, a pathway for them to support the school that their parents went to, a pathway to have a relationship with the church that their parents went to. This is what the diaspora
practical pathway. That's why the theme is what? Building sustainable
partnerships. Right, so I'm just building a pathway. So we're so impatient as Jamaicans sometimes, right? Allow this relationship to develop, right? Allow it to develop from the public sector, the private sector, even with media, right? When you travel, you know you have friends in US, Canada that you can call. That's the Jamaican diaspora relationship. It's not just about the conference, right? It's really about a relationship.
Beyond. Well, sir, we wish you all the best in your run.
Thank you very much.
Your historical run, and we will be
if you have
following
any friends in Southwest Miami-Dade
County, we have friends everywhere.
Make
Me
a
and
phone
Daly have
call.
no friend.
Tell them to go register to vote.
Everybody watching now on One Spot Media, and call your friend them overseas and say, when you see Marlon Hill on TVJ, and they must vote for him.
And he will bring you fish.
And Jamaica will be represented in the Miami-Dade County government. Which
is critical. Critical.
You have somebody to call and say, I'm bringing something in my suitcase. Let it through.
Correct. Fresh. Back to the fresh. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right. U.S. Attorney Marlon here.
All right. More smile after this.